Oh, 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 ooh, ooh, ooh. How we doing today, guys? A cat chiropractor? What?
Vaccine that is, safe and effective. Do you still believe that? And over the summer in an interview, you said, quote, there's no vaccine that is, safe and effective. Do you still believe that?
I never said that.
So stop me. We have the clip. Please play the clip.
Play the whole clip. There's no vaccine that is, safe and effective.
So you did say it. Do you still believe it?
Well, I'm at 24%, which...
Jesus. What? What's wrong? Oh my God. What?
That maybe wouldn't have been there with somebody else that they could have chosen. So I'm just wondering if they knew.
God, this woman is so stupid. Holy. If Tommy Lauren was just. Oh, okay. My God. Meow. Meow. What? What is wrong with him? What? Are you okay? What are you doing? Okay. Hello? He's just in a mood. Okay. Which one of these videos you guys keep screaming at me to watch?
Jesus. Finally, the time has come. The comedy event of the year finally arrived. It's been 6 long years since we got a brand new hour of material from comedy's most valiant defender, the great and powerful Joe Rogan. Every era of comedy has its greats, guys. And you may not like it, but Joe is inarguably one of the greats now. He is the biggest and most successful comic on earth, and the valiant leader of the highly endangered 250 comics. In case you don't know what I'm talking about and have had your head planted firmly in the sand for the past 6 years, there are only 250 comics left in the entire world.
Because there's so few of us. And worldwide, we were talking about this the other day, there's maybe 500 of us on the planet. You got to be real generous and say 500 because it's really probably about 250.
Whoa.
Wait, what is he talking about?
Legit comics, guys you want to hang out with, guys who are fun.
Please say you want to hang out with me. And the future looks grim for the 250, sadly. Only a couple years ago, there were still 2,000 of them, which isn't a lot, but still. They're dwindling fast, suffering many, many casualties. But Joe's doing his best to protect them, which is admirable, considering he's the greatest stand-up comedian of our time. As you can see, he's earned his spot amongst heroes like Robin Williams, Richard Pryor, Bill Hicks, all these guys. And maybe you disagree, but we have no objective way to measure the quality of a comic other than by their revenue.
I have what you call fuck you money.
So this multimillionaire is by far the best of the best. My parents had George Carlin and Richard Pryor. My grandparents had acts like the Marx Brothers, Red Skelton, and Al Jolson. And we are truly blessed, because we get to exist on this planet at the same time as guys like Andrew Schultz.
Now that right there was a seamless transition into an ad if I've ever seen one before. Flawless perfection, and you deserve it, but so does BetOnline.ag.
Bert Kreischer. Tony Hinchcliffe.
Hello, I'm Tony Hinchcliffe. Come check out Kill Tony tonight. Watch me do magical stuff like this.
I wish I was like a motherfucking dog. Everybody knows that you need a hug. What's up, bitch? I'm a motherfucking lobster.
Nailed it.
And of course, their comedy father, who keeps them all well fed like little birdies in a nest, Joe Rogan. Thank him. This thing was shot in San Antonio, Texas, where those few brave warriors once defended the Alamo in that big battle. It's a lot like the 250 defenders of comedy. Against all odds, they prevailed. And thank Christ they did, because otherwise we would never have been blessed with this wonderful comedy special, Burn the Boats. Now it's been 6 years since our man Joe released a stand-up special. The last one was back in 2018. Strange Times, which again is definitely one of the greats, as you can see here on this wall that you can find inside Joe's Comedy Club. The comedy mothership. It's been so long. It's hard to believe he took 6 years to write an hour of comedy, but you know Joe. He has to get in there and hammer away at these jokes, finely honed like Damascus steel.
I'm always interested in the writing process.
Yeah, why? What is yours? You just go, right? Like,
I can type, so I don't have to look at the keys, which is nice.
Oh, wow.
I don't type great, but I type okay.
Enough.
As you're writing each individual word, you're pausing in time.
yeah.
And you're in a time lapse. And you get to consider each and every possible way you would say something from that word while you're writing that word.
Yeah.
And there's a physical task of doing that with your keys and your fingers that makes you concentrate.
Yes.
Because it fires up your synapses and makes you think that you're doing this with your fingers. It's kind of exciting.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't just shit out a bunch of jokes and expect them to be any good.
Yeah.
Joe is a man of quality, so 6 years it is.
Somebody please shoot me!
It took Michelangelo 4 years to complete the painting of the Sistine Chapel ceiling. And it's pretty good, I guess, but imagine if he had spent 2 more years on it. Imagine how much better it could be. Guys, I've said it before and I'll say it again because nobody ever seems to fucking listen to me, but quality takes time. Like dry-aged ribeyes, or a dram of that wonderful Lafroig whiskey. If you have a triple-digit IQ, you'll be able to wait patiently, knowing that despite the difficulty in waiting, the results will be worthwhile in the end. Now, a lot has happened in the life of Joe Rogan over the past 6 years. It's been arguably the most dramatic 6 years of his life. Since 2019, he has found himself in some hot water many, many times.
Troubling video sparking the uproar went viral over the weekend, and we should warn you, it's difficult to watch.
And to help cope with the adversity he's had to face, he's redesigned his entire personality, becoming a brand new guy, which is commendable.
Oh, Texas went red, bitch! There you go. See, now that's
But with this new guy that he's become, he's also attracted millions and millions of new fans thanks to his wonderful podcast. And apparently, despite it being Joe's justification for existing, a lot of these people aren't even aware that Joe does stand-up comedy. In the lead-up to this special, Joe shared a few promotional posts advertising the event, and a lot of the commenters, the haters, I should say, well, they had a lot to say about the quality of Joe's comedy act. And many of the rest were just confused why this guy was suddenly doing a stand-up special out of nowhere, which is pretty interesting. You hate to see it, but maybe it's just because he's been away so long. Maybe they just forgot. I mean, we haven't seen Michael Jordan dunk a basketball in over 20 years. And even with him, it's easy to forget how good he was. So I can understand forgetting how funny our king really is.
God damn.
And even with him, it's easy to forget how good he was. So I can understand forgetting how funny our king really is, but that's no excuse to be rude. Baby! I'm afraid some of this animosity was getting to Joe, who admits he is so fragile that he can't even watch his own specials, which isn't exactly a great way to improve your routine, but what do I know? He looked incredibly nervous and without confidence as he promoted this thing on his podcast leading up to it.
Okay, I have to announce, because Netflix is making me announce this, that I have a Netflix special that's live Saturday night from San Antonio.
Oh.
So it's going to be live all over the world.
I've seen your set. It's really funny.
It's tight now. It's good. It's like, I'm very happy with it.
How long has it been since you dropped the special?
6 years.
Wait, dude, seriously?
Yeah, I was ready to do one in August of 2020. Then I just started changing a lot of bits and moving stuff around. And I'm like, I don't want to do one right now.
But not everyone was negative about it. Some comedy fans were thrilled and chomping at the bit to be part of a wonderful live comedy experience from the comfort of their very own homes. Thank you, Netflix, for all you've done for comedy.
I've prepared for this probably more than anything I have maybe in my life, but definitely in recent memory. I've been going at it hard.
Okay, well, sounds like Joe is ready and I am too, so let's prepare to laugh. Take notes, liberals. Wow, and there he is, wearing a very beautiful, delicate, flowing mustard blouse. He looks gorgeous. Ah, and there's the stool. God, that's exciting to see. I hope he utilizes that stool tonight. He has to, right? Chekhov's stool.
State. I've been living here for 4 years. I fucking love it. I love it here.
Okay, well, right off the bat, he does seem a little nervous still, and he's screaming at the top of his lungs.
I want to sell kayaks.
Now, I'm not sure if he's confused or what, but he's shouting full blast.
How is this special? I haven't actually watched it. Is it okay, or?
the same way he does when he's doing commentary for UFC events, when he's surrounded by an arena full of thousands of screaming fans. Maybe he's been doing too much UFC, not enough stand-up, and his wires got all bungled up there, and he forgot which gig he was at.
Never moving. The only adjustment I've ever
Oh wait,
made
okay, there he goes.
is Texas weed.
Suddenly it all clicked, and he remembered this is a comedy show. The audience is quiet, and there's no need to shout the whole time. Great.
Texas weed is different.
Yeah, that's better. Good job, Joe. You can do it. You got this.
Texas weed is grown on Texas soil.
Now, almost right off the bat, Joe goes into tackling the topic of weed. Now, weed, if you don't know, is a serious crime in Texas, the land of the free. If you get caught with that stuff, they literally lock you up in a prison with scary criminal murder guys, mutilators, violators, all those types. But lucky for Joe, he got around this issue by simply becoming friends with their wheelchair governor guy called Greg. What a lucky guy. So there's some advice for my fellow partakers down in Texas. Just get in with this guy.
Wait, what the fuck? Greg Abbott is in a wheelchair? How did I never know this? Holy shit! Has he been hiding this? Him and, what's the other guy's? Is it Holly or Crawford? Fuck. Wheelchair representative. No, what was the name of the guy? Oh, Madison Cawthorn. Did he have the big gay video that came out and fucked his shit up? Or is he still in there? He's gone, isn't he? A tree fell on him. He sued them. Not a shit ton of money. Then when elected, put a cap on the payouts. Oh, got a shit ton of money. Damn. Based? Hello. Damn. Okay.
Jiggle his flaccid dangler, and you'll get the green light to bun to your heart's content. It's actually really easy. So Joe is sticking to his tried and true handful of topics. He mentioned weed. And here he gets onto the topic of aliens again, one of Joe's favorite subjects.
I'm very invested in aliens being real. If they're not, I'm gonna feel so fucking stupid.
Yeah, Joe is definitely going to feel real stupid if aliens are proven to be fake. Say what you want about Joe, but when he's proven wrong, even though he might feel a bit dumb, he takes it in stride and learns from his mistakes.
But the State of the Union was not live, and
Yes, it was.
no, did you see that they found out that it wasn't? Someone zoomed in on his watch, and his watch was the wrong time.
Whoa.
How could that even be?
I don't know what they knew. How do you know what they knew? You just, you get a feed, you know?
I don't think all the Republicans would agree to it, too.
Why is this hack fuck Michael Malice arguing with the God Rogan on this? Let him have it, dude.
Who
they're
knows
all
what
there.
they knew? They're all there live while
Yeah.
he's doing it? Let's see.
I don't see anything. State of the Union wasn't live. I added watch.
It could be some troll shit.
See anything about it.
Yeah. Look at Biden's watch, incorrect time, State of the Union. Yeah, there is a fake image. They got me, these sons of bitches. It's just amazing how much stuff is fake. It's just like that stuff.
Okay, but like, even if that's not true, imagine how bad it is that I could believe it's true. That just shows how bad things are.
Like, who's doing that stuff and why are they doing that stuff? They could probably be putting up some of that misinformation themselves.
Attaboy, Joe. How can anyone not like him?
People go, if aliens are real, why don't they just land on the White House lawn? Oh, well, when you go fishing, do you check in with the president of the lake?
Now, I hate to fact check already.
No, what? Did he edit out the laughs? Is this special available anywhere, or do I have to be on Netflix to see it? There's no way the audience was this dry, right? He must have. The guy probably edited out the laughs.
Why don't they just land on the White House lawn? Oh, well, when you go fishing, do you check in with the president of the lake?
Now, I hate to fact check already, but there is no president of the lake. There are fish and bugs and ducks and things, and there may even be a mayor of a nearby township, but no president. So this analogy is terrible, and I don't know, guys. I've been trying to be positive about this thing, but there have already been several red flags that Joe's heart is not in this comedy thing anymore, and no. Sorry, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay positive here, stay prepared to laugh. Continue.
What the fuck just happened?
Holy shit, where have I seen that face before? Let me dig into the files here, I think I know. Oh my god, it's him.
I think aliens look at us the same way we look at Waffle House fights.
Now, we all know Joe has never been inside a Waffle House, so how does he know about Waffle House fights? From social media, of course. Joe is a rabid user of social media, especially Twitter. And despite being a detached millionaire who mostly hangs out with the retired Navy SEAL security guards he keeps around him at all times, there are many accounts Joe follows that allow him to keep his finger on the pulse of the, quote, real world, like these ones. I call this genre of account Poverty Safari. There are many of them that let you vicariously explore things like the hoods of Detroit or the homeless camps of LA. The problem with Joe is that this is all he looks at, all the time, and he has constructed inside his mind a very distorted model of the world around him, which he never actually sees in real life. It's a lot like Plato's cave. If you've got a triple-digit IQ, you already know what that's about.
Wait, there were lives. We've been hoodwinked.
The dumbest argument that aliens aren't real? People go, if aliens are real, why don't they just land on the White House lawn? Oh, well, when you go fishing, do you check in with the president of the lake? No, you just trick those dummies with fake food, and then you pull them out by their lips and take pictures of them, and you drop them back off in the water, and they're like, what the fuck just happened? Exact same things the aliens do to us. I think aliens look at us the same way we look at Waffle House fights. They just observe, like, what the fuck is going on over here?
Okay.
But if not, Plato's cave is an allegory, look it up, for the way our brains interpret data from our senses and construct a model of reality that informs the way we think, feel, and behave. In the story, it's explained that we all resemble captives who are chained deep within a cavern and who do not yet realize that there is more to reality than the shadows they see against the wall. So Joe's social media feed is his cave, and the first evidence of that is seen here with this Waffle House remark. Okay, now before we look at this next clip, I just want to prepare you. You may be confused, but don't worry. President Joe Biden is not suddenly collaborating with Rogan on this special. This is actually an impression that Joe has been working on for 5 or 6 years, and he's finally ready to unveil it. Joe isn't known for doing good impressions, so this is very brave to try and do live here. Let's be nice.
I got hairy legs. My uncle got eaten by a cannibal.
Incredible. See, guys, 6 years.
Come on, man.
6 years. 6 years. Well, with a few of his regular subjects out of the way, Joe veers into a topic that's going to permeate a lot of this special. Ass play. I don't want to sound like a broken record, as we've spoken before about Carl Jung and the shadow self, so just to make it quick. We all have an inner shadow self inside our psyches that contains all the hidden aspects of our personalities, the self's emotional blind spot, the part of you that your ego does not want to acknowledge, all the things we do not wish to be. But to become a fully actualized person, those aspects need to be assimilated somehow. And if not assimilated, the repressed shadow will find all sorts of ways to leak out subconsciously. And as you'll see in this bit, whether he wants to do this or not, Joe's obsession with ass play gets put front and center. So here we're about to see some clear shadow leakage as Joe graphically describes the unbridled pleasure of anal probing.
Imagine if you have your greatest orgasm ever on an operating table on a spaceship. Oh, Jesus! Make them just jizz all over themselves. Just, oh, Jesus! Oh, God!
Greatest orgasm ever, he says. Well, that may be so, but Joe, you don't need to wrap that admission up inside a story about aliens. It's not a surprise, guys, if you've been studying Joe Rogan as long as I have. You'll remember the time he publicly opined on how great it would be to become a woman and get fucked by some guy.
I know you well enough to know. You, Joe Rogan, if there was a technology that could instantly turn you into a woman,
yeah,
you wouldn't hesitate to turn into a woman.
I'd like to feel a dick inside me.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
As a woman?
Yeah, and
I don't think it made me gay. What happens is you become a woman who actually feels the way a woman feels when she's attracted to a man, and a guy with a dick like a battering ram.
Let me try
He's just gonna send it home.
See what happens.
And you can't wait. You want to feel him come inside your upper rib cavity. Like,
I want to feel it. Sign me up. The point is, like, you would do
some
it.
men,
Wait, he's super wasted here, right? What are we? How old is this? I'm guessing.
weakest among us would be scared of that experience.
Right. Well,
they'd be scared that that experience weakens them and turns them into something that they dismiss.
I would like to feel what it's like to be pregnant.
Really?
Yeah. I wonder if amyl nitrate does that. Like, that's the reason why gay guys like poppers. It's because it
opens them up?
relaxes your asshole muscles.
Is that true? Or
Yeah. Yeah, that's part of, it's like a feeling of euphoria and also relaxing your asshole muscles.
Or how he enjoys engaging in oral sex with a penis from time to time.
Yeah, I can suck my own dick if I wanted to.
No, you can't.
Super flexible.
You can't. No, you can't. Far.
You know I can.
Okay, that's just some context for you as we examine this next sequence.
That's how they get cum out of donkeys.
Oof. Okay. Unfortunately, now it sounds like the crowd's initial excitement and enthusiasm is running on fumes, as we've got our first real obvious awkward bomb of the night. The crowd goes completely silent and Joe just stands there like a deer in headlights. But Joe manages to salvage it by stooping to the lowest form of conversation. Remember when?
I used to host Fear Factor. And
yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And now, I don't know if this is from excitement and arousal, or from nervousness and fear, likely some combination of both.
Buckets of cum.
But this is the moment Joe starts profusely sweating through the mustard blouse. Perhaps it's nerves from some subconscious realization that his shadow is about to take the wheel and squirt out a major leak here. Pay attention to this region here and watch how it develops throughout the show. And by the way, oh man, look at that stool behind him just teasing us back there. Stop teasing us, Joe. He knows how to build suspense, that's for sure. Ah man, we are only 5 minutes into this thing and I am just dying for some stool work. We'll have to settle for some ass work for now, I guess.
You take a cattle prod and you stick it up the donkey's ass and you shock his prostate and they just bust. And then I was like, what does that feel like? What if it's your favorite thing? Like,
there's that leakage.
You can't even tell anybody.
It's too bad for Joe. He's too old and his brain is far too calcified to become a new guy in this aspect of his life. It's too deeply rooted. But someone should tell Joe that it's okay to just enjoy that stuff. It's no big deal anymore, Joe. Ass play has gone mainstream. Don't worry about it.
Should we keep hammering? Should we keep hammering?
Keep hammering? What's that?
But instead he settles for keeping it a secret, while releasing a little shadow pressure by revealing his deepest desires live on Netflix for millions of people under the guise of donkeys and aliens. It works for now, but it's not a viable long-term strategy. Now, and I can't believe this, but he's going to bail on his set, and we know he's bailing because Joe has said for years that once he's done a joke on a special, he retires it and never does it again. So here he's really starting to bomb, and is so terrified that he's going to break his own code and fall back into some tried and true material. He is going to Mencia himself here and regurgitate a bit from his 2009 special, Talking Monkeys in Space.
And I'm watching porn on the computer. My girlfriend just opens up the door. You did it while I'm at home. She was really sad about that. And I didn't have the heart to tell her, I do it while you're sleeping right next to me. She goes, I can't believe you did it while I'm at home. And I'm like, I do it while you're sleeping right next to me.
Oh man, that's a finely aged 15-year-old classic bit. I'm a little surprised that Rogan broke his code here, but our behavior can change dramatically when faced with an existential crisis like bombing this bad. For example, when people are in the midst of drowning, and someone jumps in to save them, the drowner often ends up inadvertently and tragically murdering their rescuer amid the struggle to save themselves. You do what you gotta do, and I guess when you bomb hard enough, you do what you gotta do to survive too. But unfortunately, that can often be self-defeating.
Here's the thing about jerking off. Everybody does it, but if you get caught, you're a fucking loser.
Uh-oh, this actually sounds like a cope. I don't know if I ever told you guys this, but I grew up without an uncle, and that has gifted me with the ability to detect copes. And this has to be a cope. This is way too personal.
You're a fucking loser.
And by the way, not to nitpick, but have you noticed that this is Joe's new default face? Does this look like the face of somebody who's enjoying what they're doing? To me, this face confirms that his heart is not in this anymore, and I just don't get it. Like, why is he still trying to do stand-up? What's the point?
I can't keep doing this.
And man, the sweat stain is evolving rapidly. He's very nervous, and judging by the way he can't stop screaming, he's likely hopped up on stimulants and booze. Joe forgot to mention that also during COVID, he became a bloated alcoholic.
Is somehow or another better than jokes.
Oh, God damn it, I'm sorry. I gotta stay positive. Joe, you're doing great.
Is it?
Joe then goes into a little story about going through airport security high on mushrooms and how wacky that was before swiftly pivoting right into his other passion, the trans.
Say men get pregnant. I'm willing to say pregnant men. I just don't think it's a good. I think you need extra words. Maybe we should use extra words.
Oh no, there's that silence again. Hearing more and more of that as the audience grows weary.
Trans women are women. How about most? How about almost all? You gotta leave room for crazy. Just jokes, folks.
You know, when they put this line in the trailer for this thing, I thought he must have said something truly edgy, but now I'm seeing it as actually a massive cope, uttered during a major bombing.
Just jokes, folks. No one's getting hurt.
Notice that sniff there? That is one of Joe's tells. He does it on the podcast all the time. It's a nervous tick that comes out when he feels awkward about something embarrassing he just said. We all have our tells and ticks, guys. Mine used to be that I'd look to the side. But I got over it and am back on the straight and narrow.
You disrespectful motherfucker.
Oh, wait. Oh my God. Yes, he's approaching the stool. Here we go, yes. Now's his chance to win him back. No, damn it, just another tease. And by the way, why didn't Joe film this in his comedy spaceship? That's too bad. I'm surprised he wouldn't want to give the place some easy advertising. Joe is normally very prolific with his advertising work, often able to squeeze several dozen ads into one podcast episode.
Tried asking yesterday, but you were researching, what do you think is the realistic worst-case scenario for the Trump second term? I think the worst-case scenario is Trump doing things that erodes certain Democratic norms that also can benefit the Democrats that they don't want to roll back either. So you get into this weird world where Trump peels back things, Democrats aren't willing to unpeel them back, and then we just kind of like continue to erode the function of our government. Yeah.
I opened up a comedy club in Austin, Texas.
I knew it. There's the ad. But did you catch the sniff?
Thank you very much.
Guess he's a little ashamed to be doing this, but Joe is the king of slipping ads in everywhere, sometimes without you even noticing. And here he goes shamelessly promoting his club, disguising it as a joke.
I opened up a comedy club in Austin, Texas a year and a half ago.
This is a comedy pop-up ad. It's spam. It wasn't necessary, just a real-life pop-up ad.
Suddenly, every man in a dress is stunning and brave.
Okay, great. I was worried he wasn't going to get back to the trans. Oh, the trans.
You can walk through the women's locker room with a hard cock, and anybody who complains is a Nazi.
Seriously, though, these aren't really jokes. This is all just his regular podcast banter he's been doing for the past 5 years, just yelled on a stage in front of an audience. And the bombs are piling up, that sweat stain is growing, and it is a sad thing. I'm sorry, guys, I tried to be positive, but there is such a thing as toxic positivity. And I gotta say, this special is terrible and beyond salvaging, possibly career-ending.
You can't just put lipstick on, now you can shit in the women's room. Like, oh my God, all of a sudden it's a hate rally.
Yeah, actually, kinda is. Doesn't help that this guy looks exactly like Mussolini.
I'm not prejudiced. I think it's China. I think they got us with TikTok. Craziest thing is they make our phones. That's supposed.
Do you have an example of something he'll try to peel back that he hasn't already? I think that the biggest, I don't know, I haven't really thought about like particular actions like that. I guess one thing that I'd be really worried about would be the norms regarding things in the executive branch. So like, for instance, the president of the United States having a direct line to the DOJ, just basically directing them what to do. This also would be a really easy norm for him to destroy because most Republicans already think that is the case because Republicans have spent the better part of the last 4 years saying things like the DOJ was directed by Biden. Biden told the DOJ to do this. Biden told it. So if Trump starts telling the DOJ to do things, Republicans are going to think it's business as usual anyway. That would be pretty scary, I think.
Supposed to be our enemy and they make our phones. Do you know how dumb that is? I just want to say, honestly, I admire what they've done.
A lot of people miss this, but the Joe Rogan Spotify deal was in part financed by the Chinese Communist Party. Spotify is owned in part by Tencent, whose CEO, Pony Ma, has openly vowed to uphold the goals and desires of the CCP. So it's odd that Joe would complain about this TikTok China stuff because he is most likely whether he realizes it or not, a weapon of propaganda used by the Chinese government to sow chaos in America. All you gotta do is follow the money. That's the one good thing I learned from Joe's podcast. And now something starts to happen that, and I can't believe I'm even saying this, but Joe actually goes full Brendan Schaub with this wonderful Chinese voice he does here.
Oh, look, there's Harry! Mr. Schaub, after you numb your lip, you need many, many stitches. This be worth paying your life. With all these big criticisms about our infrastructure!
Well, that is rough, but at least he's not straight up copying Brendan's jokes, right?
My life would be so much easier if I was just gay as shit.
I wish I was gay. It looks way easier.
We'd like play video games all day. We'd work out. At night, we'd fuck each other.
You're hanging out with only guys? No one can get pregnant?
That is a low that is so low where I never expected Joe to go. Stealing from Brendan Schaub. My God, if that is not the death knell of a comedy career, then I don't know what is. Brendan Schaub quit comedy after releasing that special, and it only stands to reason that if Joe is stealing from it, then he ought to do the same.
If like a cop went into a serious
He just won't stop screaming.
playing sports,
This joke doesn't need to be yelled. If everything is yelled, then you can't emphasize anything. So this whole thing just kind of becomes white noise. It all just flows and blends together meaninglessly. It's stimulating but meaningless. Which is basically what his podcast is, a screensaver for the brains of failed warehouse forklift operators, sat at home chewing on oxys and collecting Pogie. All right, what else did Danny Benito say here?
if you're getting your vaccine advice from me,
Oh, great.
is that really my fault?
Next, he goes into his routine of, I'm just a shithead comedian, don't take me seriously.
I'm a professional shit talker, okay? Don't take my advice.
This special is just PR now, this is not comedy. He knows nobody normal listens to his show anymore, so he can't reach them on his podcast. But normies watch Netflix, and a lot of them are going to be checking out what that guy whose podcast they can't believe they used to listen to, and have to try and remember to whom they admitted listening to it, and cringe with pure embarrassment about that. They want to see what that guy's up to. So this is Joe's chance to get some good damage control in.
They tried to use that quote as proof that I'm homophobic. First of all, it's not true, but if
He's literally just reenacting one of his many Instagram apology soliloquies, and it is just so fucking tedious to listen to. He gets into his famous N-word controversy. And sorry to say, he's still doing that propaganda where he tries to convince everyone that he only said it when quoting other people saying it, which obviously is a lie. Here's a clip from the first ever Joe Rogan podcast.
Once I get the internet to do it, I'll make it HD so you can see how ugly I am. Like, that nigga's ugly. That nigga's ugly.
They forgot to delete that one during Spotify's extensive Operation N-word cleanup.
Yeah, nobody gives a fuck about context. So, I'm not racist, but if I was gonna quote...
Oh, Joe, you should have just let this one go. This PR is embarrassing.
I'm not a racist. That's what's so insane about this.
I thought everybody would understand. But here's the thing about these words. You can't say them.
Damn, 6 years of honing this material and he's got to pad the back half of the special with PR. Oh, that's bad. But he still doesn't stray too far from the gay stuff, as that shadow continues to seep out.
I love gay men.
Joe's shadow is now in total control and is just leaking all over the place. And now, with the shadow in control here, he's going to steal another joke, this time from Bill Burr.
This thought when you're in your car and the light turns green, but the scooters keep coming, and you just want to go to jail.
Yeah, I have a lot of fucked up thoughts, man. I do. You ever drive down the street and see like 30 people up on a sidewalk and you just think...
Now that's at least 2 stolen jokes in this special, so that's bad. And this is the guy who got famous for calling out Carlos Mencia for stealing jokes.
If someone steals a riff from a song, that shit's in the news constantly. Yeah. Motherfuckers steal shit and make it on HBO,
Netflix.
put it on television.
Not only did he steal material from Brendan Schaub, but he really just became the new Mencia tonight. I can't believe it. Talk about full circle. The shit hero's journey. So who is going to step up and be the new Joe Rogan to the new Carlos Mencia? I nominate Joe List. Come on, Joe, stand up for comedy. Go after Joe Rogan aggressively, please.
I send my wife pictures of other dudes' dicks.
This is please, Joe, please, we don't need to know this. And as his deepest secrets are spilling out against his will, Joe is fully lactating now, leaking both psychically and physically.
San Antonio, I love you to death. Thank you very much.
And now it's all over. It's fine.
My friends get triggered when I mention January 6th and October 7th. They think that people who mention these events... Wait, what happened October 7th? What?
Finally done. 6 years. And They really dipped into the budget for this closing credits music, which sounds like it's ripped straight from the Ken Griffey Jr. game for Super Nintendo. Well, I guess if I had one sentence that could sum this thing up, it'd be...
I hate dumb people that are confident, you know?
Try again?
I hate dumb people that are wrong and confident.
And now that that's done, every comic on every podcast is going to spend the next 6 months raving about how Joe murdered and killed and massacred and chopped up all the bodies into little tiny chunks, threw them in the...
Am I having a dementia moment? Wait, what am I? The assassination attempt was October 13th, right? October 7th, Israel, Palestine. Oh, wait, what does that have to do with Trump? Wait, hold on, no, wait. That message was like, I don't know how to tell my friends how bad January 6th and October 7th was. What are the connection between these two events? Wait, what? Okay. Jesus Christ. You guys are fucking with me. Jesus.
And massacred and chopped up all the bodies into little tiny chunks, threw them in the Austin River, whatever that's called.
Laugh out loud. Yeah. Dude, I like it because him saying the N-word, so funny. So funny. It said the N-word? Oh, it's so good. It was so good, man. That's good. That's good. It's so good. Yeah. And then he was talking about the word retard.
They'll kiss the ring for that podcast invite, and the cycle of comedy shit will go on and on and on.
Is this what I need to do? Guys, I thought it was epic when Joe Rogan said the N-word as well. Do I get to go on now? Dude, what is all this shit? No more colleges. Put in your NAICS code, put in your cage code, put in your sam.gov. What the fuck is all this shit? Jesus Christ.
But, like we've discussed here before, everything has its cycle. Joe has completely run out of ideas, and his mind is ruined by social media. It can happen, it can. Joe has never been very good at comedy, but somehow he gets to be the #1 guy, the big gatekeeper. He's our era's Johnny Carson, and getting the invite to Joe's podcast is the new bringing you over to the couch or whatever. This special will go down as Joe's last. He's like 60 or 70 years old, and it's clear that his heart isn't in it anymore.
Are you a federally certified diverse business? Wait, how do I become a federally certified diverse business? Do I get benefits for that?
This thing was just a greatest hits montage of the worst era of this guy's podcast, condensed into an hour.
Did you just assume my gender?
Every great has their final moments, and sometimes we don't even realize it's a final moment until it's already passed us by. Wayne Gretzky had his final goal, his final shift. Michael Jordan, his final dunk.
There he is, whacking the back door.
Elvis, his final song. The last time you ever pick up your son, your final summer sunset, and Joe Rogan, his final stool hump. Gotta go back to 2016. We didn't even realize it at the time, but we were witnessing Joe's final stool fucking. Gotta appreciate every moment like it's the last, guys. He didn't mount that thing once during this special. So disappointing. You gotta play the hits, Joe, come on. And now he's this sad Charles Foster Kane figure. All the money in the world and never satisfied. All his decent friends scared away. The only friends he has left just kiss his ass and tell him he's amazing. That's the only explanation for him thinking this was his greatest set of all time leading up to this live stream. No real friend would allow Joe to gringo poppy himself. Now this Netflix thing is getting panned by just about everyone. And despite Joe insisting that he doesn't read comments, it's obvious that he does. And the feedback from this thing is going to wound him deeply. And the weird thing is, he didn't even need to do this. He's got more money than he knows what to do with. He just did this because he still wants people to think he's funny. This guy literally cries when he talks about becoming a stand-up and getting passed at the Comedy Store. He wants to be a comic so bad, and he's just getting torn apart out there.
Who knows what kind of bullshit act I would have had if I didn't run into Mitzi, if I didn't get passed at the store. One of the reasons why she passed me is a trick that we all used to do. I learned from the Todd. He would sit in the back.
It is very interesting when you're a streamer or a podcaster or a YouTuber in general, because in a way, you have a thing that is the most is one of the most envious qualities that a person can have, which is just that you're generally likable to people that want to hang around you or talk to you or watch you, but you're missing the same like very deep level of talent that somebody that would be as popular as you would ordinarily have. So you'll have these people who are recently famous, or not recently, I'm sorry, relatively famous, not relatively, but like super famous. So people like Joe Rogan or any big podcast type person or any large YouTube type person who has a lot of fame, and people look at that and are like, oh God, like that's so cool. And if you fail at that, you feel horrible. But then people in those positions will look at other people in their world and be like, God, fuck, I wish I was actually really good at a particular thing instead of just like a generally likable person. That's a first world influencer problem. There you go.
Back of the room, and he was sat next to Mitzi while Mitzi watched me, and he would laugh hard. I went up there and I did my set. He laughed really hard. Mitzi just grabbed my arm. She goes, "You're really funny."
Wow.
I'm calling for spots. You're a paid regular.
Wow.
That was more important to me than any TV show. Like, the TV show was just a lot of money. It was like I couldn't sleep that night. I was like, I'm a paid
Do you feel that way in
regular.
some way? No, because I'm good at everything, and I'm too narcissistic to ever have any faults, ever.
Like, I'm a real comedian. I'm a real comedian. I'm at the store. I'm a real comedian. I'm at the comedy store. Dude, I always knew I was going there. It was a religious calling, and the comedy store was terrible. And there was all these people that she passed that were like, I'm telling you, talentless.
January 6th, lock them up all up.
The sad thing is, despite it being the meaning of life or whatever, Joe's legacy will not be his comedy. He will be remembered as the stool humper who won the entertainment industry lottery, then voluntarily let the world collectively watch him go insane on the internet over the course of thousands of hours of podcasting. A cautionary tale of money chasing, Dunning-Kruger, and unreconciled childhood trauma. And now Joe's really painted himself into a corner with this new Guy Texas project of his. And even his new audience has started to turn on him. Now he's truly up a creek, waist deep in the big muddy, because he made the mistake of expressing a political opinion on his podcast, an alleged holy citadel of free speech. Those new fans of his say he endorsed the wrong guy for president, and they are pissed. Joe's dusted off and wheeled out his apology podium once again, but it's too late. And now Trump is using his sorcery to turn his guys against Joe, even encouraging UFC fans to start booing him at the next event. Joe's in a bind, and it's a beautiful bind.
The amount of psychoanalyzing in this video is super cringe. Yeah, there's like, Jesus. There's an element of truth to what he's saying, and I guess I can laugh at it as a viewer, but then also as a streamer, I know it's very fucking annoying to have every single video frame like picked apart. Like, I can look at this and laugh at it as is, but I know there are going to be a lot of people that cite like, oh, what about at this particular point? This totally proves his thing. It's blah, blah, blah. Like, people go overboard with the, yeah. Is it not parody? Like, people in chat will say that it's a bit, it's just a joke, it's parody, but then you guys will go on and you will uncritically cite this later on. So it's kind of, yeah.
To start booing him at the next event. Joe's in a bind, and it's a beautiful bind. If Trump loses, all these guys are going to blame Joe and actively despise him forever. And if Trump wins, well, he has vowed to seek vengeance on all his critics in the media, which now includes Joe, who will only remain safe as long as his Navy SEAL pals stay loyal. Oh boy, that is bad. The world is leaving Joe behind. And just like Johnny Carson, I expect Joe will also become just a reclusive, depressed, rich guy, holed up in his own personal Alamo, surrounded by rock-hard retired Navy SEAL guys just snorting HGH and going on popper-fueled social media binges, just like Johnny. And before I go, there was one joke I did enjoy.
The funniest way for me to die is if I die from COVID.
Okay, yes, it would. An honest bit, and that was actually a good joke. I enjoyed that. But I do have to disagree. It would be much funnier if he was discovered dead
Something
and
to do with
frozen
gay
solid
sex.
inside his famous ice bath.
Never mind.
Just frozen over with nothing but a bit of bald scalp and 2 rock-hard frozen nipples poking through the ice layer on top. Well, now that Joe's stand-up cycle is finally closed, he'll be sent off to be with the other former greats, who have come and gone in and out of our lives like clouds that wisp together in the summer sky, where they are formed into ephemeral shapes, then blown away. And so we all too will blow away. So enjoy it while it lasts, guys. We'll all be gone soon, thank God. Appreciate each moment like it's your last, as it could be. Thanks for everything, Joe. Thank you for your service. You fought long and hard. Very hard. But now it's time to burn the boats. Please stay in your castle and never do comedy again, please. Burn down this shitty Joe Rogan sphere of influence and finally allow the comedy ecosystem to regrow from its ashes. The only thing good that could come out of this special is that it hopefully destroys Joe's comedy ambitions completely and he finally retires. But I do believe him when he says that this was the hardest he's ever worked at anything. This is the guy who couldn't handle more than 2 weeks of working in construction, the only real job he's ever had, and whose idea of hardship is spending 30 minutes in a sauna. Something regular people do to relax. I give this thing a 1 out of 5.
Thanks.
Thanks. And sorry. Gotta go.
I cry every time. Okay, somebody donated and asked if the plush is coming back. Okay, listen, okay? Got somebody wants to try their hand at the legendary, mythical merchandising role. I think they posted a survey. You can fill it out here for what type of stuff you want to see next. Good luck. Jesus. Trump supporter physically attacked the press at his rally and Trump called it beautiful. Wait, what? Hold on.
With the whole election.
What is happening? Wait, is this video supposed to look like this? Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Actually, in 2016 we did great, but 2020 we did much better generally. Since Kamala and the media don't want to talk about her radical record, we will. Beautiful. That's beautiful. That's all right. That's okay. No, he's on our side. We get a little itchy, David, don't we? No, he's on our side. You know what he's showing? At Butler, an amazing thing happened. You had two American flags very far apart, held up, I think, by different cranes. They were very big flags, beautiful flags that they were waving. And as that horrible event was taking place, the wind blew the flags together and they formed a perfect angel. I don't know if we have it, but it was a perfect with the whole election. Actually, in 2016 we did great, but 2020
I don't even know what the fuck is happening.
we did much better generally. Since
This guy here is trying to climb into... Is this like a press box that he's not supposed to be in? Is that...
Kamala and the media don't want to talk about her radical record, we will.
He's going after the cameras.
Beautiful.
Why? He's trying to assault the press after Trump said something negative about them. He's yelling about the audio humming. Does anybody have a before and after?
Oh, I have to spank you?
Absolutely. You can use that with a whip.
Oh, God.
It's a real life IP ban. Does anybody have like the before and after, like the full speech? I'm just curious what he said right before then. Apparently the jackets got refunded because not enough people bought them. Is that true? I have no idea. Okay. We're figuring it out, all right? Jesus, what is this girl doing? Okay, wait.
Oh, I have to spank you?
Absolutely. You can use that with a whip.
Oh, God, it hurt my fucking hand. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I'm not used to slap. I'm not the whip. I'm not the whip. I'm not used to fucking slapping an ass that slaps back. That's crazy.
Hey, Jeanette says you like this.
Whip the fuck out of him, man.
Let me close it so our two gym members don't see this.
It's not TLS because it's not sexual.
Let me do it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know what, Ero, you get to do this.
Yeah.
Oh
boy, we don't do this one
forever
day.
for this. It's hard.
Watch, you're just gonna miss it himself.
I hope it hurts, boy. Oh my god.
Ero, I'm going to whip you.
Bend over, get your punishment.
Is y'all eating pizza? Oh, this is the punishment?
Yeah. Okay. You won't get this one.
What's he being punished for?
It's up.
Yo, you have done it.
John, thank you, John.
Cheating on his diet. Oh, okay. Why is Jesse not invited to these spaces anymore? Just because of the Twitch ban? Well, for these, I wouldn't be able to go on because of Twitch streams. The thing that's kind of annoying, I guess, is now that Hassan is so separated from these spaces, I probably could hang out with these people, but since I'm banned from Twitch, I would never be able to be on any of the streams. Because I'm pretty sure I'm on good terms with Mizkif. I know I'm on good terms with Canute. I don't think oh, and I think I'm on good terms with the guy in the back. Is his name, is it Wake? This dude. But, doesn't Mizkif hate me? No, Mizkif has never hated me. And I've never hated Mizkif, okay? Do you like Erob? I like neutral. I don't have bad opinions about it. I don't have good, we just have no interactions. Have you ever gotten somebody? I feel like the worst I've ever felt in my entire life. You ever gotten somebody really, really, really good with like a towel hit? You know what I'm talking about? One of the whoocha. Oh man. Not good. If you have to second guess if you're cool with someone, are you that cool with them? Well, it's not that I'm second. I just have I'm neutral. Okay, here's my issue, okay? When most people ask, are you cool with a guy, and you don't know anything about them, I feel like the social etiquette is to say, oh yeah, we're cool. But I'm not really cool with him. I don't know him. I don't know him at all. I don't know if he knows me at all. So we might not be cool. He might hate me. So I don't know. So I don't want to say, oh yeah, we're cool. Like in the social etiquette way. But I don't want to say, no, we're not cool. Because we don't have a problem. We don't know each other at all. Are you cool with Asmongold? I'm pretty sure me and Asmongold are cool. I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god, Tanner's on fire! It's on fire!
Bro.
What do I do?
Turn it off! Turn it, what the fuck?
What do I do?
Bro, turn
what
it
do I
off!
do?
Turn it off!
Tanner, hurry up! Tanner,
Turn it off!
Tanner! Turn it off!
I don't know what to do!
Oh my god!
Grab the...
Tanner! Grab it! Tanner!
What
Oh my god, Tanner!
What?
You cool with Amaranth? Somehow, I think we are. Yeah.
Is it?
Tanner!
Is it?
Oh my god! Tanner! Tanner!
I don't know what it is!
It's grab the extinguisher! Tanner! Oh my god. Oh! Oh my god, Tanner's on fire! It's on fire!
Okay, listen. If you're ever having like a stove fire like this, you can't leave it alone. And then some people make the mistake of like tossing water on it. The way to do this is you have to hit it with water from both sides. You need to get the biggest bowls of water that you can find. All right, from both ends, and you gotta splash it from both sides. Okay, but you have to have more water than the person on the other end. Otherwise, the fire might get more on you than them. All right. Watch this video about fire extinguishers.
I am certain that I will be.
You want to know real life shit? Okay, I think this is ordinary. When you work in a kitchen, aren't there? I think there are 3 different kinds of fire extinguishers. I think they told us this on day 1. I don't remember any of them. I have never had to use one. Thank God. Because in a kitchen, like in a line kitchen, I don't think there's like any real flammable shit, right? Like if something has fire, you just grab it and throw it on the fucking floor. The real thing is you have to remove it from the source of heat. That's the big thing. And then hopefully there's no other flammable. But it's like a kitchen. It's not going to catch on. The whole kitchen is not going to go up in fucking flames. But I feel like I remember there were like 3 different. I feel like there were 3 different types of fire extinguishers, different letters on them used for different scenarios. But I don't remember what any of them are for. Thank God I never had to use one.
I am certain that I will be using a clickbaity title for this one, but it's all because I need to convince as many viewers as possible to buy and then tell their friends to buy a fire extinguisher. This bait was for good cause. In a perfect world, this video actually becomes useless due to the primary conceit being common knowledge, but I have a suspicion that you don't actually own a fire extinguisher in your kitchen right now. I have that suspicion because so many people have come into my kitchen and commented on the bright red, easily accessible eyesore of a fire extinguisher that I've kept close by for years. But you know what's uglier than a big red metal canister? A burnt down home. Buy a fire extinguisher, dagnabbit. A quick note before I get into this lecture: if something is cooking in a pan and ignites while you cook, put the pan's lid on it to smother the fire by removing its access to air. But if the flames spread outside the pan—
Do I own a fire extinguisher? Nope. You know why? Because I'm not a mortgageoid. I'm a rent chad. And when you're a rent chad, if I got a problem in my apartment, I call my slave lord. I give him a call and I say, hey, slave lord, your property, it's burning down right now. You might want to come and do something about that. Hang up, go back to working as his property burns down behind me. Feels good. What about all your belongings? Oh, my belongings? My belongings? Well, see, when you're a homeowner, you got a little cuck thing called homeowner's insurance, okay? Which is cringe and expensive, and fuck that. But when you're a rent chad, you got this little thing called renter's insurance. Renter's insurance costs about $14 a year and covers everything. I think in your car, too. I don't know why. I don't know how renter's insurance makes money. I don't know what the purpose of it is other than to cover shit in an apartment. I don't know how they make money because it's so cheap. But yeah, renter's insurance is definitely what I scammed for my saxophone. So thank you. I don't even know who my insurance provider was. Wait, will this be in my email? Do I have these emails? When would this have been? Impossible. There's no way. 2011. When was my last? No, I would have gotten this sax in 2009, right? Huh. Oh, maybe my Yahoo email address. Fuck that. Okay. Anyway. What if the fire gets you? Why would it get me? I would just dodge it, obviously. You think I would die in a fire? It's fire.
and can't easily be smothered, that's where this guy comes in. The nice thing about buying a fire extinguisher is that you pick one.
Sure you can't get sued anymore? I feel like we looked up the statute of limitations on insurance fraud, and it was way shorter than the 15 years ago I committed it, so.
Smothered, that's where this guy comes in.
But if they want to come after me, I will pay them back, all right? Not with interest, though.
The nice thing about buying a fire extinguisher is that you pick one and then, hopefully, don't have to buy another one for 10 years until it's time to replace it. Buy one that's been certified by a nationally recognized testing laboratory, and buy one that's rated Class ABC. Class A is for typical cloth, wood, and paper fire.
Oh look, they've got the letters too!
Class B is for grease fires, and Class C is for electrical fires. Class ABC models work on all three types of
Damn, it's like an all-in-one, Head and Shoulders. Why wouldn't you just buy this one always?
fire, so they've got you covered for just about every fire that could reasonably take place in your kitchen. Kidda is a solid budget brand for price-conscious buyers, and Amorex is the brand.
Whoa, what did you say?
And more like in your kitchen. Kidda is a solid budget brand for price-conscious buyers, and Amorex is the brand more likely to be used by actual.
You're on auto pay, it's monthly, $15 a month, not annual. No, renter's insurance is literally like, I feel like it on average is like less than $100 annually. Renter's insurance is really cheap. I don't know why it's so cheap. Well, personally for me, my deductible is probably pretty high, but even so, in general, I think renter's insurance tends to be pretty cheap.
Actual firefighters. I put Amazon affiliate links for both in the video description, but if you have the means to go to a brick and mortar store and buy one today, why not? Go buy a fire extinguisher. Once you've gotten it, take 60 seconds to actually read the label and instructions for use. A fire is a scary scenario, and scary scenarios make people bad at performing tasks, even if they've done them a million times before due to the panic. So don't assume that you'll have the time and the presence of mind to read the directions right when you need them. Part of being a YouTuber is talking in anticipation of which gripes the experts may have with your point of view. So to cover my base.
Why did I feel like I saw some stupid movie? Or something. Was this like some like secret agent training thing and they accidentally let one dude die and they're trying to survive a fire? I don't even know where the fuck I saw this last. But they referenced something. Is it true that you can like stick a like a breathing tube into a toilet for free oxygen? Does anybody know what I'm saying? Does any of this make sense? Oh, is this The Kingsman? I must have seen a clip of this. I never saw the actual movie itself. Oh, this was it, I think.
Still confused? If you can get a breathing tube round a U-bend of a toilet, you have an unlimited air supply.
Oh my gosh. Hello. Do you want to come sit up here? Hi, baby. Yeah. What's up? Come here. Come. Come be a big baby. Come, honey. Come up here. Come. Hi. Okay, if you just ignore them when they want attention, they'll escalate. Okay, I'm ignoring him. So now he's going to want to jump up here. He's going to escalate because he's not getting attention. He's trying to hit my leg right now, but it's not working. Nope, I'm not paying attention to you. Oh, now he's looking the other way. He thinks I'm going to come to him. We're in a battle of wills right now. I'm not going to lose. How do I convert school friends to outside of school friends? Do something outside of school with them, no? Honey. Come up here. Come on. Come. Okay, I'm losing right now. Oh. Honey. Honey, why don't you... Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna pick you up. Oh. Ugh. Don't put your tail in my hot chocolate. Hello, baby. What? Oh my god, he's freaking out because he hears somebody. No. Whatever. He's just an attention slut.
Simple physics.
Wait. Why does he have to take his mouth off the oxygen thing to breathe out? Can't he just breathe out through his nose? Is there a reason you can't do this? Nose. I'm trying to imagine when I'm snorkeling, is it hard? Well, no. No, you generally breathe in and out through your mouth. Because if you breathe out through your nose, it's going through the mask. Although I think you can do that. I don't know if water gets in or not. Whatever, I don't know. Don't know, don't care. I think it's hard to alternate. Yeah, it might be. Maybe it is hard to alternate. Isn't that basically circular breathing? No, wait, you're a reacher. You know what circular breathing is. For circular breathing, they just store the air in their cheeks, don't they? Nose to get water out of your mask underwater. I think you can do that, but I don't know. I've only gone snorkeling like 5 times before. I don't remember, dude. Mark Cuban just retweeted your password clip. Oh. Oh my god, I remember that. Bro, there has to be some shit that, like, sites fuck with you. They fuck with you. I know they do. There's some fucking database admin wizard guy that's, like, behind the scenes where it's like, you're trying to enter your password. Wrong password, wrong password, wrong password. Okay, fine. Change your password. Pick a new password. Okay, we're waiting. Hold on. Okay, new password. Change password. This password is the same as your current one. Then it works. Why? Your beard is magnificent. You looked homeless. Thank you. True. It's way too long. Way too much. I've always wanted to ask, in Europe, are your toilet installations like mega complicated? Because they're always like built into the fucking wall with like these types of buttons and shit.
Спокойненько откручиваете сам душ, оставляете только шланг, который вы
This is mostly a new thing? Oh, okay. I've seen some toilets with the buttons on top, but I see a lot of them with them like built into the wall.
проталкиваете в туалет.
It probably happened if they updated their password complexity or forced to change without a clear message to tell you. You ever go to some websites and you try to type in a password and they tell you that like there are no special characters allowed for the why? Like, what is the... Be retarded, but if you're in a bathroom, like let's say you're in an ordinary all-tile bathroom and you don't have like a bunch of towels or whatever in here, are you like immune from a fire? Do you just die from smoke inhalation? Will the fire somehow work its way in here and just burn off of nothing, or how the fuck does it... internal wall shit. Would it burn through the tile? What would the internal wall stuff be? Do you blow insulation behind tile? I have no idea, actually. I guess you would, right? You probably blow insulation. No, isn't insulation just for exterior walls? Do you use insulation on interior walls? I have no idea. I don't know. Don't know. Insulation is literally fireproof. That's the entire point. I thought the point of insulation was to insulate from weather. Why is it that I see an unhealthy number of, wait, I was gonna say Europeans, but maybe this guy is American and he moved here with like NASA gear. Is NASA like is that like a vibe? Is that a look for European people sometimes? Do people in the US do this? Have like NASA shirts? I think Molina had a NASA shirt. Is it just like a vibe? I have a hoodie with a NASA logo from Norway. Fast fashion brands use the logo. Oh, can I? Hold on, okay. I'm never going to go full fashion arc like Vosh did, okay? But I did buy a sick pair of black shoes, okay? Because I was wondering, like, are there any black shoes that look good? All right, and I got a recommendation, and I found a sick pair. These are the sickest black shoes. Oh my god, okay? Hold on, okay? Anybody who doesn't like them is a hater. Sorry, what? Look at how cute these things are. Look at how cute these are. Oh my gosh. Look, they have a little bird on them. Oh my god. And they're like, oh, these are adorable. Hell yes. Oh my god. The key. Trump calling a black guy. That one is smart. You have smart ones, and then you have some that aren't quite so good. Okay. Wait. Okay, sorry, hold on. Fuck. We've gone on like 12 tangents. Let's roll some of these up. For a toilet with like a U-bend like this, where there's water here, and then you stick a pipe in and you breathe, are you just taking oxygen or air basically from the back of the toilet? The vent pipe, or is there a different... It vents to the roof usually. Oh, because there's a second one you're going... Oh, never mind, okay. Gotcha, never mind. I see, okay. Oh, and this goes to the roof? Holy shit, it's actually infinite oxygen. Wait, why would I ever pay for oxygen in my apartment when I could just get free oxygen from outside? Now I'm wondering why I pay for this. Anybody else pay an absurd amount of money for monthly oxygen? Wait, so what the fuck is the point of this video? Why is he saying if it's possible? It should be possible just by virtue of the hookup, right? Like, how could it not be possible? Isn't this video just like testing if I can breathe air through a tube? And like the answer is yes. This is 8.3 thousand views on a 12 sub channel. I don't know how the fuck we got here. Okay. Fire extinguisher guy. Yeah, have a fire extinguisher.
Here are a couple extra tidbits. If you store your extinguisher upright for years at a time, flip it over every couple of months and smack the bottom to redistribute any of the dry agent that's settled and compacted.
Yeah, that's what I do with your mom.
To the bottom. 2, sometimes fire extinguishers get recalled. Every Kidda brand extinguisher with a plastic handle was recalled.